Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tatiana. I am a business coach and mentor, and I'm excited for you to be here. Thank you so much for tuning in to my last video of 2021, my last video of Vlogmas. I'm chilling, y'all. I actually am not feeling the best right now. It's that time of the month, and I feel everything when this time of the month comes around. I'm one of those people that get all of the stuff going on at one time, and so I'm just chilling. I got on my Christmas PJ bottoms, and then I got on my red bun girl, just one of my little holiday favorite fits that I like to wear. But I wanted to keep my commitment to myself of finishing out Vlogmas strong, because this was something that I wanted to do this year, and I wanted to make this video for anyone who might need to just hear this last little bit of encouragement that I wanted to share. No one asked me to film this at all, but I just find that sometimes it's just when you are living in your purpose and there are just certain things that are on your heart, or there's certain things that you keep getting called to do, that sometimes it's not about anyone necessarily calling you to do something in terms of like people asking questions or people needing anything, but it's more so just like I'm answering the call of what God is asking me to talk about. So I wanted to share that, as well as I have my power sheets here. Y'all know I'm obsessed with the power sheets, and I wanted to share with you guys what my word of the year is and just a little bit of what I kind of have planned for 2022. So, and it was mainly just due to me needing to just not take on all of the things. I'm really hoping this time next year I'm going to be in a different space in terms of just having more support, and I think that it will be a lot easier for me to be able to do. I had so many plans of things I wanted to do just this year in general that I ended up putting on the back burner. So yeah, I definitely wanted to do that vision board, and I'm sad I didn't get a chance to do it. I did one last year. It was vision board party. It was really fun last year, and so I'm hoping to have another one next year. But I really encourage everyone, if you have never done a vision board, or if you haven't done one in a while, I think that I had never done one until 2 years ago, personally, and so I never really kind of understood like what the hype was all about. But what I have found is that just creating something that gives you a visual, if you will, or you speaking into existence, you creating a narrative for your future life, things that you want to see for yourself, it really fuels that happening when you just give it that kind of like jump start to the dream you're trying to do, the things you're trying to accomplish, how you want to feel, things you want to see, changes you want to make. It's something about it. And so I mentioned this actually in my last video of just like, I'm looking at my vision boards over here, but there's things on my vision board that I put on there 2 years ago, because the way I do mine is I always just kind of add to them. I don't create a new one every year, because I look at it more so like the vision board is how I want my life to be in general. So not everything will happen. I think a lot of people do it that way too. I know some people do one for every year as well. But there's still so many things on my vision board that I want to accomplish and I want to see happen. And so there's things on my vision board like, and I might even do some clips of this to add in, but there's things on there like the planner. I had put that on there before I had created my planner, and that is something that happened. I had something on there about open spaces, and I had like a home on there. Like the inside of a home, and just different things that kind of represented us moving. At the time, we were still living in our first house we were in when we moved here, and then now we're in this new home. And there's so many other things on there. That's just two to name. There's quite a few things actually that have really just started to move into fruition, and I'm excited to add some more things to there that I've been really wanting to. But what I'm basically just saying is that I think it's important to, in some way, shape, or form, create some type of vision for your life and to still dream, because we just get so caught up in, the needs of our children, the needs of everybody else, just what's going on around in the world. But as we all know, life is very short, and because we only get this one, I think that it is just so imperative to be moving in a direction of getting to live out the life you dream of. Not what everybody else wants, not what everybody else is doing, but what you desire in your life. And I think we sometimes can like put it on the back burner and we'll be like, oh, I'll get to that eventually. Maybe next year, maybe next month. And then you look up and the whole year went by and you still didn't do it. If that's you, it's okay, because that happens to so many of us. But I really just want to challenge you to not make excuses in the new year and beyond, to remember that your dreams matter. You matter. The things you want to see happen in your life, even if they might sound silly to somebody else or they might seem unreachable, that you should still be moving in a direction of getting to that. And I have seen more than ever within just this 1 year, just how quickly things can turn around when it comes to just the things that I've been hoping for years, in terms of my purpose, in terms of financial stability, in terms of just overall me as a woman just feeling fulfilled in what I'm doing, and just all of those things. And just within 1 year, there's been such a dramatic change just from this time last year when I sat down to think about the things that I wanted to see for my life. And so I'm just challenging you to, if you think vision boards are silly, or if you think coming up with the goal you want for the year is silly, because so many people are like, oh, that's dumb, or that doesn't make any sense, new year, new me is dumb, and different things. And in certain situations, it can be kind of corny, I get it. But I think that the meaning behind it is really beautiful when you are really giving yourself a fresh start. You're refreshing the things that maybe you thought you wanted. You're evaluating life. You're evaluating how you've been in different areas of your life. And you're giving yourself a new chance to try again, or try something new, or just see how something else might fit for you. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And so I don't really know exactly what this video was for, but I really it was placed on my heart to talk about. And I am just encouraging you to dream big, to go for it, to do all the things, to give yourself a chance to make it happen. Don't talk yourself out of it before you've even taken step one. Don't talk yourself out of it and don't even put it on a vision board. Don't even write it down. Don't even speak it out loud. You already are causing yourself to fail just simply because you're in your own way. And I am the first to admit that I'm always getting in my own way. Okay, I'm always getting in my way, and it's just because of my makeup. It's how I am. It's because of things I've been through in my past, and it's always a constant mindset issue that I have to deal with, of just realizing that you're capable, you're able, you can do this, don't give up. These are things that you have to fuel yourself with over and over again in order to see it through. So I am just encouraging you this year, whether you're into vision boards or goal setting or whatever it is, if you like to do it in your planner, if you have a special journal for it, if you actually get a board, I really encourage you to do that this year. I just feel that with everything going on around us right now, there's so many things that just feel out of control. There's so much uncertainty, and it just continues on and on, and we feel like, oh, we're gonna get back to normal in some aspect of that. But what I just feel is that even in the chaos, your dreams still matter. Even in the uncertainty, you still matter. The things you want for your life, for your family, it still matters. And so you can't give up on that because of the circumstances that we have going on around us. God, this year, especially for me, I went through a lot of that, of just feeling at times where I'm like, well, what's really the point in pursuing this thing when, there's all this uncertainty going on? When there's all of this unknown of like, well, what is the next year even going to look like, and different things like, what is the point of me sitting down planning out goals and everything, right? But at the same time, it's like, no, I need to continue to still live my life in a place of faith, in a place to where I feel that I am looking at all of the things that I've been blessed with, what I'm grateful for, and I'm gonna go ahead. I feel the charge to set these goals, and so I'm gonna do it. And at times, does it feel silly to me? Yes, because I just feel like there is so much up in the air, but I think that there's so much power in planning things out, speaking it into existence, visualizing it. So I just wanted to share that for anyone that might need to hear it, especially if you've kind of given up on goal setting or vision boards or just planning for the future, because there's been a lot of craziness going on. I mean, rightfully so. But I just wanted to challenge you and remind you again to feel that fire inside of you, that everything that you want to do still matters. And I hope whoever needed to hear that that's helpful for you. So I've mentioned on here so many times how obsessed I am with the power sheets, and I have them here because they had like a Cultivate Your Year live event that I attended, and so I ended up filling out most of them. If you're a power sheets user, let me know down below. I love my power sheets. I've been using them on and off for the last, I think, 7 years. It's been a while. The first one I got was in 2015 going into 16, and then I've used them every year except 1 year. But I love this front section with the prep work, and so I'm not really getting too much into that because I actually have a flip through here on this channel, and you can still get these power sheets even if it's after the first of the year, because that really is just a date. You know, it really doesn't signify you having your fresh start whenever you want to have it. But what I wanted to just share with you guys is a couple of things from my power sheets to just kind of, I don't know, to just encourage somebody who might need it, and just to share a little bit. So one of the things that they have in here is where you kind of mention the good things from the previous year and then your challenges. And so this is just straight from here. One of the things that worked well for me in this past year was going on walks. I've never been a walker. I'm not really an outdoor person, but it was just something about getting out in the sun, doing it with my daughter, and just kind of making it a routine was really helpful. It's definitely gotten a lot colder now, so we haven't been out there as much, but I miss it, which is so weird. But what is working for me is just kind of doing things that are just a lot more easy, you know, and just not so hustle bustle. Another thing I put on here was resting more, because I definitely took a lot more breaks this year. I was a lot more gentle with myself this year, and I think that really was what I needed, and it really helped me in a lot of seasons. So then when I did need to put my all into something, if I was like launching something new or whatever it was, I wasn't already burnt out because I never took time to slow down. So that's some of the things that worked this year. Reading the Bible worked, unplugging and controlling what I can consume. That was a big one for me this year as well. I'm actually getting ready to take a social media break really after this video, once this goes up. That's kind of going to be it until I come back in a few weeks, but this will be the longest break I've ever taken. Usually I'll unplug for like a part of a day or you know, something like that. And then controlling what I consume, because a lot of times we will just think like, oh, this is just what I have to see. But no, you can mute folks, you can unfollow people, you can just stop looking at stuff at certain times of the day if you're not prepared to see things, because there's just so much stuff going on to where like I'll be in a good mood, and then, you know, I'll get on whatever, and then all of a sudden somebody's sharing a story about something, and then like now I'm all sad, or now I'm thinking about something that I wasn't necessarily ready to think about. And so those are some things I'm sure a lot of us can relate to. And so then on the challenges side, some of the things that I put that didn't work this year was just not seeking God first. That was a big one for me. Anytime that I try to approach something to where I didn't seek God and I just try to kind of figure it out on my own, it always ended up just taking me a lot longer to resolve the situation or feel better. Also just doing too much at once, because like I said, resting was working. So anytime I was trying to do too much, it just felt not right. And then just focusing on negative things, which is a big thing that I am just really having to control where I'm putting my energy, basically. and just trying to just be more okay with saying no to certain things. You know, I'm one of those people that will feel guilty for saying no, and I'm just learning that it's okay to say no, and it's okay for you to say no as well. So that's a little bit of like what worked and what didn't work for me, just to share a little bit. But what I really wanted to share with you guys was my word of the year. And the way that I came up with this word of the year is because what they actually have you do, where is it? Oh, okay. Jeez, I like could not find this page. Okay, so basically in here, there's a page about finding your word of the year. And so what they kind of basically tell you is to go back and look through everything you filled out in here to figure out maybe like if there's some common themes or certain things. And so I noticed that throughout this entire thing, I kept mentioning the word faith and being faithful. And it was just consistent, or if I didn't mention that word, it was basically like kind of, that was what it kind of meant, or different things. And so my word this year is faith. And I think that it's a perfect word because I feel like, for me, I feel like it's a season again of just a lot of uncertainty and so much stuff that's just out of my control, out of our control. And so I feel that faith really fits that, because I just want to just really instill my confidence and my trust in God and just live my life the way that He wants me to live it. And that's what I'm going to do. I feel like how Emery is, you know, when she goes through her day, she knows she's going to get food. She knows she's going to get different things. She knows we're going to be there, and it's not really a question. You know, she's not questioning anything or being negative about anything. She's just like, nope, my mom's going to come here and she's going to give me a snack, or, you know, whatever the case is. And so I just want to approach my life that way in the new year, but really making it more of a lifestyle for myself, because that's something that has been very difficult for me. And I've shared a little bit about my faith journey before. I'm not going to get into it too much, but that is my word for the year. It's faith. And basically I put a little bit about it. So I just put the definitions like complete trust or confidence in someone or something. And then some synonyms of that is conviction, trust, confidence, devotion, religion, worship. And then the two antonyms that stuck out to me is doubt and unbelief. And I 100% don't want to doubt what God is capable of doing, because I have seen some miraculous things happen. And I definitely don't want to be unbelieving of different things. So that's my word of the year. I would love to hear what your word of the year is. If you feel comfortable to share. Like I mentioned, I am going to be going on a social media break that is much needed, y'all. It's much needed. I was just thinking about like how long I've been on social media, as I'm sure a lot of you, I don't know, have you ever really sat down and thought about like how long you've been on there in terms of years, and then if you get on every day? So I can honestly say that, I mean, okay, maybe give or take a few days here and there, if that, I pretty much have gotten on social media every day since about 2006, because that was right around when I joined Facebook. And even before that, a couple more years before that, I was on MySpace, really. So that's a long time to be in that. I mean, this is our life now. This is part of just how things are, and I get it. But I just feel like sometimes it can become really unhealthy in a lot of ways, just depending on who you are. You know, maybe for some people they can get on and it doesn't affect them, but I know for me personally, in a lot of ways, it's not the most healthiest habit. And so what I'm planning to do is kind of to jumpstart a new lifestyle, I guess, of just not having that always be the, I don't even want to say priority, but just not something that is such a big deal sometimes, because sometimes it feels that way, or it just feels like it's a part of my day, you know, like it's just what I do. And I just don't want it to be like that anymore. And I run my businesses on here, and I'm still going to be about my business and show up and all of those things, but there's just other parts of it to where I feel like it can be unhealthy. And for me personally, this break is really going to help me to kind of evaluate that for myself, what that looks like, what it means, what it's like to not have it in my everyday, so then I can really come back with more of a intention on what I'm doing on social media. I actually saw this on, it was someone's video. I'm gonna try to link it down below if I can find her video, but she had like a whole thing of how she specifically used social media. Like, let's say for example with like Instagram, she had it to where it was like, okay, I don't get on Instagram before 12 p.m. or, you know, I only use this platform for XYZ on, you know, at this time of day or something like that. And I think it's important because, like, I know for me, sometimes I get in the habit, it's not a good habit at all, but there's sometimes I'm really good about not getting on my phone first thing, but then there's other times where I'm just in this vicious habit of the first thing I do is get on Instagram. And it can really make or break the way that my day starts a lot of times. And so, you know, I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm sure that someone can understand and relate to this. And so I am just trying to think, like, even though I'm in this generation where this is just what we do, it doesn't mean that this is what I have to do and it just has to be this way. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So that's where I'll be, as well as just planning for the year, enjoying time with my family, relaxing, just doing some self-care and just enjoying the moment. So that's what I'll be doing during this time. But let me know down below, share with me, you know, what is your word for the year? If you've ever taken a social media break, what was that like for you? I do still have plans of checking my Instagram, my YouTube comments from time to time during this break. And then for anyone, if you actually work with me as a client or anything like that, I've already told you this, but you can still contact me and talk to me via email because I'll still be on there. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys so much. If you're still watching this video, even if you're not, but if you are watching this video, I appreciate you so much. I just want to thank you for your kind words, for the support that you give me on this channel, for the encouragement that you give right back to me. It means a lot. I really appreciate it. This is my dream, to be able to do this, to be on here, to have this platform. I do not take it for granted. I love it. I have so many big ideas and plans for this platform, for my companies, and I just see so much for the future. And so I'm just grateful for you to be here on this journey with me. Thank you. And I wish you all the best. Happy holidays. Happy 2022. And I will see you in the new year. Bye.